Well, g'day everybody. We're on the wrong format here. Japers, creepers. I did it again. It's on the wrong setup. I shouldn't have that there. So if I go to just going to do a test on the tracker here while I'm waiting for people to turn up. Yep, that's a problem. So, bugger. Yeah, I can't get the big tracker on. How do I do this? Jane, I might have another problem here while we're waiting for people. Yep, I got all this stuff on, but I can't get the screen up. It won't let me. It won't let me come across. So while we're waiting for everyone, I've got to. It's opened up on the wrong format again, and it'll mean when I do the tracker here. See this one here? It's got the fire screen one, and I meant to get that one, but it won't allow you to come up. Cool. I'll cover the screen, Jane, so no one can see my Jing. Otherwise I get into trouble. Battery's running low. Oh, jeepers, we've got no power either. Hang on, stand by, everybody. This is live. We've got to work out why it's not. Why is that there? Maybe the plug's shorted. We're running on shore power. Nope, there's nothing there. Oh boy, this is.
Maybe they undo it.
Someone's unplugged it off the back of the boat. Okay, I'm going to shut this down now, and I'll come back again. We got an issue here. We're still on the boat, and I didn't realise we were about to shut the computer down anyway.
You got power.
You got power. Okay. So where's this here? So that's there.
I'm doing it wrong.
Stand by, everybody. We're not going yet. This is better than an intro video. Okay, we've now got power. So all we've got to do now is sort out the screen thing. Stand by.
You need to put this in later.
No, yeah, no, but it's that one there. We just want that. No, it's not that one. It's this one here. Okay, that might do it. Okay. Well, bit of excitement and drama. Today's a very special day as well, which I was going to show you, seeing everyone. Well, we're getting a few people, still more to come. So anyway, we're today's the 8th of August, and how long ago will that be? 1988. I'm still on the tracker. Okay, here we go. Oh, now we got screen on screen. So yeah, okay. So we've got screen on this one here. Yeah, that's okay. I think we can work with that anyway. Okay, so just to confirm, Jane, you got my head and the little screen on the tracker screen on the right-hand side, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, you're getting what we're seeing. So, yeah, as I was saying, while we're waiting for more people to come up, because we usually have about 3,000 people watching this live. Yes, sure. Okay. It's the 8th of August, and the 8th of August in 1988, at exactly 8 minutes past 8 in the morning, we started the Goodman Filter-Watty Round Australia Yacht Race, and if I'm lucky, I will be able to show you what that is. No, we don't want that. Jeepers, stand by, everybody. Oh, I'm watching me. I don't want to watch me. Hang on, I just want to. Oh, jeepers, then I completely stuffed up. Hang on. Oh, bloody hell. I just completely stuffed up there on my Facebook because I shut it down, but it means I won't be able to get any MGR stuff back again. Oh, bloody hell. Stand by. This morning's not doing all the right things here. Okay, I want that one. Then I want this and that. Here we go. I've got that. So now I've got to scroll through. Okay, here it is. This is what I was looking for. That, I don't know whether you can see that. That was the Goodman Filter-Watty Bicentennial Round Australia Yacht Race. It was the longest name for a yacht race in the world. We started that at 8 minutes past 8 on the 8th of August, 1988. So it was 88888, and that's a very lucky number if you have the right ethnic background. And it was an amazing race, and hasn't happened since. It's the only Round Australia race that's ever happened. But I just put a post up. There's a guy who's really cool we're talking to, and blah, 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 blah. I can't mention too much, but it may happen again, and I really hope it does. It's the first time I've spoken to anyone that I believe's got the ability to do it. So I hope he picks it up and runs with it. And it's a long way round Australia. Now, I've got to see. There's the true size of Australia. Some people don't realise how big it is. You sail around Australia and basically sail halfway around the world, sort of close to it. Anyway, that's Europe inside Australia. So I digress while we wait for people to hear, and people are here now, so I'm going to go straight to the tracker. So you're on the tracker. Yeah, Adrian, it is a bit of a comedy. We've used up 5 minutes already to get people, so thanks for sticking around. I didn't mention the other thing, but I'll mention that in a minute. There's a couple of things. No, I'll mention it. Yeah, I'll mention it after. Bad start this morning. Okay, so now I've got to go to the tracker, make sure I'm pressing the right buttons, make it look a little bit bigger. Now, there was a bit of a drama, not a drama yesterday, but I passed the comment that, Jacob, what are you doing? You're losing ground, slowing down, all that sort of stuff. Well, he had a bit of an issue. It doesn't show on the tracker because it all happened within the 4-hour link. But as he's sailing along, and I'll try and get you the picture here. I've got a picture from his manager. So I'll come back to me, seeing we're talking about it. If we do this right, yes, it's a disjointed one this morning. But I'm going to show you the picture that I've got here when I find his manager. Hang on. Here we go. Josh, where's Jacob? Come on. There it is. Right, I got to pick that up, turn it around here. Now, Jeepers. Manager John. Here it is. Pick that up. Yep, it's very disjointed. Now, I don't know whether you're going to see this, but this is a screen capture of Jacob's AIS effectively. You can see he was sailing in towards all these green dots, and there was a whole fishing fleet there that was blocking his path. Some of them weren't on AIS. They weren't answering the VHF radio. They were trawling, all that sort of stuff. And he was completely encircled. He was sort of trapped, so he had to sail away from it to get around them. And he eventually got around, left them all on their port side. But he was a bit miffed about what was going on because the fishing vessels were not responding to him at all, which was bad luck. And then he managed to filter that message down to Josh and some others that were coming close as well. So they managed to avoid that. But anyway, it was that was what was happening there. So now back to the tracker. If I press the right button, there it is. Rightio. So that was the story. That's why Jacob lost ground yesterday. And seeing he's in racing mode, he was obviously pretty disappointed about that. But that's the way of mariners at sea. You know, the guys fishing boats are doing their job, hopefully ethically and sustainably. And, as a sailor going around, there's rule of the road and certain things got priority, but fishing boats, once they're trawling, they absolutely have priority. Okay, snail trails, there we go. All right, so we're into it. Nice little video yesterday or early hours this morning from Christian trying to keep up, sailing really well, sailing fast during the night, at times having too much up and having to reef and blah, 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 so not a lot of sleep. But anyway, he's making good ground. And he's done a 119-mile day in the last 24 hours, doing 5.7 at the moment in relatively good weather, consistent trade winds. Interesting to see Jasmine wearing clothes, as in sort of pants and stuff, so the temperature mustn't be as bad as what we sometimes think. Let's have a look at the temperature, seeing we're talking about it. No, it's still showing pretty warm there. Maybe it was early hours. So those temperatures, yeah, they're high 20s again when you look there. So anyway, it's appearing to be, by the pictures that we're seeing, quite pleasant sailing. And we'll go back to the wind. Okay, get rid of that. So I can make this screen a little bit bigger as well. There we go. So Christian's doing okay. Ayrton down the back there having a bit of fun. He sent me a nice photo last night, doing 4.6 knots. Didn't make the 100-mile day, only 72 miles. This might be, having said it doesn't show on Jacob's thing, there's a 4-hour slowdown there, and that was probably when it happened yesterday. If you can see my cursor, it'd be just after Ayrton's current position, and you can see a bit of a diversion going on, and that would have been the fishing fleet. And it's a very interesting situation. Gary having a good time still, 109-mile day and 4.2. That 100-mile day is a psychological thing very much for most of the entrants, and we have ETAs we work out for approximate passage planning. We have slow boats and fast boats, and the slow boats we say they're going to run at least 100-mile a day, and the fast boats we calculate that on a 120-mile day. Even though they've been doing 140-mile day, they're just fast. So anyway, Jasmine, 4.7, 113-mile day, all good. Josh, 4.4, and remind me to read you his update to me. It's very funny. Once we get over the tracker positions, 4.4, 114-mile day. So that's it. It looks like we're starting to get a split in the fleet here as time goes by. And by that, what I'm saying is there's going to be a mid-fleet and there's going to be the tail enders. So, but it's a bit hard to define. I think Josh deserves to be and should be probably in the mid-fleet. And then the tail enders are going to be the back four, which is Christian, Ayrton, Gary, and Jasmine's hanging in there. The definition is halfway between the groups. And if I said that, she's about halfway between the back group and the front group. But I won't measure it yet. We'll just keep talking. But there could be a group forming where we have the leaders, the mid group, and the tail enders. So let's wait and see. Adam, 5.3 knots, 127-mile day. That's pretty impressive. And then Jacob, 5.6 knots, 127. So they're having a good race. Eric, 125 at 5.2 knots. So they're neck and neck, these guys, all pulling the same sorts of speed. Wow, Pila looks as if she's closing the gap here. She's really put the pressure on just by looking at relative positions. And there you go, 144-mile day. Very impressive. 5.1 knots, so she's doing the right thing. Dan coming along in third place by the look, 4.7, 127-mile day. So 27, 37, 3 and 4 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 17 miles. Pila took out 17 miles on Dan yesterday. Better hurry up, Dan. Could be embarrassing. Anyway, no, I've got to be careful what I say because people will think that's a wrong thing to say. But anyway, that's life. Oh, Pila took out on Kerry as well. Did a 131-mile day at 5.1 knots at the moment. Sticking really high, I'm surprised, because now they're going to, if they stay too high, then very minuscule because it's a long way to go to the reef entry point, but they're getting north of the reef entry point. Renault, 139 against Kerry's 131. So Renault pulled out 8 miles on Kerry, doing 6.4 knots. Kerry's doing 5.1 knot. So, and I reckon you can see here, this is another reason Kerry might be going. It's easy for me. I'm not being, it's easy for me because I'm looking at the tracker, but Kerry can too. You can see there's a wind shadow there. That'll be the air, the hot air over the land, rising and pulling the trade winds away at the same time, especially during the night. But we'll see if that changes. So you've got to be careful. The impact of land on weather is dramatic. We saw that in the Round Australia race. Anyone going around Australia, you get coastal weather influence. That's only 28 miles off the coast. And that's more than enough to soften off the trade winds when there's a lot of heat involved and various air movements there. So Kerry may be, that may be affecting the amount of wind he's got, because this line here that we see is the gradient of no wind virtually along the coast, and then the trade winds may be completely wrong because it's very hard for the computer model to be too specific. There's no forecasting stations along the coast. So the computer model will be using the automatic weather stations, if there's any along here, and there's townships here, Alatau and everywhere, to formulate that model based on what you call historic data. So that no wind line may be coming right out over Kerry. It's not through lack of trying, but he's slowing down, so he's obviously got less wind. They're all little things, sometimes better to cover, so you should start heading across maybe. But as I say, I'm not telling Kerry what to do. I'm just giving you, the follower, all these influencing factors that you think about. And I know Renault, all he does, he plots the position of every boat every 4 hours. He looks at the weather every 4 hours, and he upgrades and makes decisions. And that's probably one of the reasons why he's in front. Well, it is one of the reasons. He's very serious about speed, and that's all it is. So when he sends a photograph, he sends a photograph of his wind, something in a cloud, too busy to take, nice photos of. We haven't seen him cooking any banana cake for a while. But anyway, I digress. So Kerry's efforts to get to the lead are still very intense, and it's quite fun watching the race. So stretch it out. I'm going to show you where the reef entrance is again, and you can see they're coming into. Well, actually, that's easy to see there. Look at that. Up in bottom of New Guinea, there's not much wind in there. All right, and that's directly because of the land. So Kerry needs to come down. However, if he just keeps going straight for another day, he'll be into this stuff here, and it won't really matter. But that's where they're going. If they're going to go, and I'm sure most of them will enter the reef at that point. Here, can you see that? Yeah, we've just done there. This is Rain Island entry, and we'll have to wait and see. They could go in anywhere, and there's little ones. There's some little ones right up here even, where you can just zip straight into Thursday Island. But it's a juggling act, so I'm interested to see, as much as everyone else, exactly where they're going. One thing that did happen yesterday, I noticed in a comment, an entrant saying, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to go to Thursday Island or Darwin. If they're going to Thursday Island, they need to get their stuff, their paperwork in pretty quickly. In the next, you don't want to be late, otherwise you're in real trouble. So okay, now we'll look at the 2-day weather. This is all. Everyone will probably want to get back to their coffee or tea. So hit that. Hit this. We can go forward every 3 hours. It's softening a little bit behind, but filling in quite well. Kerry, get away from that no wind zone. Renault's right in the thick of it there. A good place to be. There we go. We've gone through the first day, and it's definitely softening from the back going forward. And it'll probably hold. This is a trap here. It compresses. There's a squeeze zone, a big one, but it does squeeze, and that may hold there. So that this is where the leaders. It's filling in right at the back. So yeah, it's going to go soft for the back end of the fleet, but the leaders will be in that constant stuff. The 10th, it's softened off a bit in terms of just nice trade winds, but it's supposed to pick up as we saw yesterday. Here it comes. That's the 11th, so we're now the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. So let's look at, I'll get it up a bit more so it's exactly the right timeline. There it is there, near enough to 2000 hours. So that's on the 11th, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3 days. 3 days, they'll be about 400 miles, just under 400 miles further advanced. Let's see, 3, they may just get in. Yep, well, they're just going to be just in here. They're going to be not quite there, but getting very close in 4 days. So that's pretty impressive. 4 days, 5 days, probably in 5.5 days, we might see the leaders making for Thursday Island. The rest of the fleet, if we look at how far back they are at the moment, if we say the mid-range, another 150 miles back. So if the leaders are about there, the others are going to be around about here somewhere. They're going to be going fast with plenty of sea, plenty of wind. That's 28 to 30, gusting 35 in here with a 3 to 4 meter sea, maybe. And they will probably then ride that. Or I did this yesterday, but I'm doing it again just because I can, just because they might be watching. I know it's softening off a bit, but generally pretty solid stuff. Then maybe softening. So that's going right through to the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Wow. And it's getting quite stuffed. So, okay. That's enough. Let's look at the currents before we go. I'll just put this back to there. That's the current weather. Pick it up a bit here and see if anyone's getting a free ride. For currents are there. Oh, jeepers, that's interesting. Maybe Kerry was going for the current. Yep. Anyway, there's a few ups and downs there. Not a lot happening here. Mark's doing all right on coconut. He's got a current. He's actually doing 6 knots, struggling to keep up with Jacob. And Christian might get a bit of a push here, but that's about it. And there's not a lot. It should usually. We'll have a look though. No, it's very, very inconsistent. It's not like a river. But Renault might do all right, and so might Kerry. They might get a bit of a boost. Okay, no need to look at the leaderboard. You can see the relative positions. So I'm back here, and we'll answer some questions and get out of here. So, boom. There was one thing I wanted to say. You probably saw before I get back there. Tapio's little film. It was about his rescue in the Golden Globe race, but I shared it onto MGR because a lot of followers on MGR sailors as well, and it was an interesting story. So that was what that was about. Okay. So, oh boy, that was a drama, eh? Especially after the start, my start here. There's something else I need to tell you. Oh yeah, the updates from Josh. So you saw Jacob's picture. Josh. Hi Don. Looks. Hang on. Is that the right one? Yeah, I'll give you that one. Okay, this was yesterday from Josh. Hi Don. A message to me. It looks like whatever magic I had going for me early in the passage has worn off, and then he's laughing because he slowed down. He probably, Anyway, so for the last week I've been plagued by light or no wind, especially at night when it's been light, variable, and mostly forward of the beam. And looking forward to negotiating the reef and a nice rest at Thursday Island. So Josh has made the decision to go to Thursday Island. So he's probably already done his paperwork. A couple of boats are already sort of entered in under their biosecurity situations. And I got a message from Eric. Where's that? Here we go, Brenda. Yesterday, update Sunbear, day 12, and Fiji, Australia. Very tedious sailing overnight, up and down in the reefs, up and down, putting reefs in, not in the reefs. To keep the boat speed, not much sleep, 132-mile day for 24 hours. All's well on the boat. Cloudy conditions this morning. Hi to everyone. And that's all I've got. So still nothing. Zero from Kerry since the start. Where are you, Kerry? Sid will probably hear me say this. And who else? We've got a few there that we haven't had much from. But anyway, not a lot from Renault. That's it. Okay. So, Jonathan, g'day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that sort of stuff. Don't worry about patrons. We don't have any. So, it's working. We can see you pissing about. Yeah, thanks, Adrian. We had a saying in the GGR, when everything goes wrong in the GGR, you say, it's the GGR. That's rolling over to MGR now. That's what we do. I can see you. Thanks, Rachel. This is a comedy. Okay, Adrian. Hi, Jonathan. The Asteria final voyage video was fantastic, as I remember her sinking may have been caused by the extensive hull refit, creating a hard spot because it didn't go all the way to the transom. Yeah, if you want to know what caused the sinking, there is an amazing 2-hour live feed we did with all the experts, naval architects, all that sort of stuff, and Tapio, and we were asking questions. It's really quite fascinating. You can see that on YouTube. If you go to the Golden Globe Race website and look at the latest news, rather than just promote the video, it talks about why we made the video. And at the bottom of that, there's a direct link to the 2-hour live discussion about how the refit of the boat was done. It was bulletproof. That boat had 7 watertight bulkheads. It was all brand, cost, spent €500,000 redoing a 36-footer. It was just an amazing story. Anyway, it's all there if you want to follow it. And there's the link that's on the latest news or press release on the Golden Globe Race website. You can actually follow that discussion if you're into it, which is quite cool. G'day, Christine. Okay, morning. I think that's it. Okay, so we're done. So I will put this up and go out. We still haven't got around to putting another video up, but we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for putting up with all this. See ya.